Okay, we're going to talk about how to make money in a market that just really doesn't care about almost anything important, our daily psychological cleansing, alongside our game plan in Forex, and alongside our full stock analysis. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Melnick, Senior Trading Strategist here at T3 Live and also host of the Newsbeat Live Room. And we're going to talk about how to make money in a market that just doesn't care. Now, what do I mean the market doesn't care? Yes, you are probably always told that the market is bigger than you. And no matter what you think about the market is just going to end up doing its own thing. I think all of us are pretty much smart enough to understand that the market trades couple $1 trillion US markets every day, and between all our currencies as well, even maybe a little more, and we're just small fish in a big ocean. But what do I mean making money in a market that doesn't care? Well, we were all rest assured that when when bad news happened internationally, at least what could be interpreted as bad news, the market would decline. So right here I'm showing you, right over here, this is November 2016. I am showing you what has happened post Donald Trump election in terms of the market. And you could see on the weekly chart here, the market has had just a phenomenal continuation rally from the past 8 years before, from the big President Obama rally. Now we're in the President Trump rally mode. But the market doesn't care. What do I mean by that? Well, if you live here in America, you're exposed to all the drama. This isn't a political debate, because the market doesn't really care what side of the table you lean on. But there's certain things that both sides of the table can generally agree on. For example, nobody wants to see North Korea launching intercontinental ballistic missiles into the ocean. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see North Korea, for example, threaten Guam, threaten South Korea, threaten Japan, threaten the United States of America. Nobody wants to see that, right? However, when we were sitting there expecting the markets to go down, because of that, they just kept rallying, and everybody was shocked. Everybody was rest assured. I mean, they developed the nuclear weaponry. Everything was just horrible, right? It was just so gloom and doom with what is happening to our South Korean allies right outside of China. But the market kept rallying. Now, what has happened? Well, the other day, there's a man by the name of Gary Cohn. And what I did was, I think I would be shocked if I didn't break it down. I'm going to end up mimicking Gary Cohn. I've heard him talk, and I promise you I'm doing an awful impression. But this is exactly, in my opinion, what happened. So we're looking at a daily here of the Qs. You saw the big gap down Tuesday night. Gary Cohn, the chief economic advisor to the president, is going to resign. And the Qs were down 2.5 points. The spiders were down $5 after hours on Tuesday. And then we come in the next morning on Wednesday, and it's down half as much. It rebounded a little. And then what happened? Yesterday, we closed green. And today, we're getting follow-through. As if every piece of pullback news ever is just buy the freaking dip, or BTFD, as traders so endearingly refer to it. So what does that mean? The market doesn't care. How do you make money off it now? That's the bottom line, right? Well, first, I want to tell you what I think about Gary Cohn. He's a Goldman Sachs guy. You have to be beyond brilliant to have any association with that company whatsoever. And what Gary Cohn did was he basically, I guarantee you, he was sitting there talking to his wife, talking to his friends, talking to his buddies, and he probably felt like the man. Because think about it, what if you were the? I tried to put myself in his shoes, and I said, if you were the chief economic advisor to the president, and you quit and you saw the market down huge after hours, you would probably feel pretty important, as if everything that you were doing was an important step to bring this market higher, only to see that the day when you announced your resignation, people used that pull down as a buying opportunity and the market closed green. He probably was like, ooh, that sucks. He probably didn't feel too good after that. And then we come in today and then we rally even higher. And then on top of that, Trump does a very awesome outfox play. He does something completely awesome. What he says is, okay. So about the tariffs, Canada and Mexico are out. They don't have to worry about it. They're our neighbors, yada, yada, yada. And if anybody else wants to tell us how importing their steel does not hurt our national security, that's so funny. Maybe we could discuss not using tariffs on you as well. To underestimate what he is doing would be foolish at best. What he is doing is he is using the power of the United States commerce and economy as a bargaining chip. And that's ultimately what it was about. However, the proclamation signed, and it did go through today, the steel tariffs, and we did play letter X, and I'm going to basically tell you what I think is going to happen in the market here and how you could capitalize off it pretty easily. So what's going to happen is this thing was passed, and we're going to see if Australia, China, and other countries that are not called Canada and Mexico are affected by these tariffs and how these U.S. steel stocks are going to go. So I went ahead and took a lottery ticket, a very minor position here in letter X, with puts and calls, and I just want to see if we get a move tomorrow. Here was my argument. I bought 44 and a half puts and $45 calls expiring tomorrow. I paid like $1.46 or something. And what I notice is very simply that, look how much letter X moved on Wednesday. There was a $2.50 move. Look on Tuesday, there's a $1.50 move. Look on Monday, there was a $1.60 move. Look on last Friday, there's a $2.50 move. Look at last Thursday, there was almost a $4 move in letter X. So there was a lot of drama with this name regarding the steel tariffs. And what I've noticed in the market is one of the smartest things you could do is just simply follow the charts. I know that sounds very obvious, but I'm going to actually show you how to do it using whatever form of technical analysis you like. And as I was saying recently, just be intelligent. I made a few grand today. I made a little bit of money in the market today between stocks and options, and it really dawned upon me that making money just isn't as difficult as I was making it out to be in the past month. Making money wasn't as difficult as I once thought. You pretty much approach everything that doesn't have news on it with a low conviction type mentality, and if it does have news on it, you approach it with slightly higher conviction depending on the news, of course. I can't break down the gravity of every news story. So a lot of you guys were impressed when we called the bottom of AMD yesterday, right? And you guys were surprised. Some of you guys were like, yeah, I held like 20% of my position, 25, 30. I've heard as high as 40% of my position into today, and it failed. And this is what, I want to go back and show you. This is a 1-minute chart of AMD, and we literally called the dead bottom here yesterday, and it moved up, the options moved up 500% in 13 minutes in this little 13-minute time frame. That type of move was just a one and done. I mean, honestly, if you're a trader with a small account, I have news for you. You don't really, you're not going to be the trader who's swinging. You're not taking a $35,000 account and saying I want to be a day trader and investing that $35,000 in any one, two, three stocks that you think are going to go up higher in the next year. That's more of a long-term swing, and that is obviously going to be separate from your day trading strategy. So what I'm really referring to right now is how to make intraday alpha. And literally, so like AMD yesterday, after I bought it, I loaded the boat with it. I made a killer trade, and I made maybe 20% of the money I could have. Maybe a little more, but let's round it down. Let's say I made 20% of my potential on that trade. And honestly, I was happy. I went to bed at night. I slept well. How many of you guys have a down day? Raise your hand if you're sitting in your seat. Raise your hand if you're watching this video at a moment. Raise your hand if you're the type of person who gets pissed off when they lose money. When you have a down day, you're mad, you're angry, maybe you're mean to your loved ones. I'm serious. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even making this stuff up. You're depressed. Maybe you think horrible things. I've seen everything from suicidal thoughts to wanting to smash things to people basically wanting to curl up in a ball and not talk to anyone. Believe me, I can relate with a lot of those things with my down days, and that's what really drove me to where I am today. So approach this market. I want you guys to consider my take on the market. I just want you guys to consider, do what is working. So I came out with a bunch of news ideas today, right? The first one and this is all in the pre-market, right? The first one I said is booking looks like a long to me. That's the old price line. And what I said was, okay, look, it shot up from 1232 to 1254 and kept rallying. I just missed it. I was like, forget it. I'm done. I can't trade booking. The next name I had on the table was Splunk. And this one I was actually trying to buy, but I was trying to buy it over here in the low 106 level today. It had a bit of a spread. I missed it, and the stock shot up $1.50. Good enough for me to make 50 cents. Good enough for me to make $1. Good enough for me to maybe make $1.50 on a move like that. I missed it. What did I say? Screw it. Move on. ANF. This was another name I, believe it or not, talked about bullishly today. It plummeted down. I started buying, I think, was it like 23.30? And then it flushed underneath 23, and I ended up losing like 40 cents or so on 1,000 shares. I lost like 450 bucks. This is how I start my day. And you know what I say? No problem. I move on to LRCX. Another name that had bullish news. Flushes through the exponential 8 moving average. I buy it in the low 212s. It pops over 213. I take off 80% of my position. Just made up for the stupid Abercrombie and Fitch trade. We're talking 500 shares. For me, that is phenomenally light. For me, that's as light as I go without caring about something. So I'm already back to break even. Then I look at letter X. Believe it or not, I called letter X as a long today. So I see letter X plummeting off the open. I see the talks that, Trump is going to talk about the tariffs and whatnot. And I say, you know what? This name has too much drama. Let this name go down to the 43.70s, my trend line, and then go long. Look, bang, went to 43.59, rallied the entire day. Perfect letter X bottom call. The next stock I wanted to buy today was Wynn Resorts. Hits my exponential 8. Biker caught this one. Buy through 172.50. The stock shot up to almost 100. Well, it actually went over 180 bucks. Then there was ESPR, another name I like long, and it plummeted down early. I missed the entry here because it had a wide spread and very low volume. It's doing like 10,000 shares on a 5-minute bar. I said, screw it, I'm ignoring it. Next stock I liked, Micron. Look, and these names all have bullish news on it when I'm talking about going long on them, by the way. All these names were all longs, coincidentally. And they all had bullish news on it. So I'm following bullish news names. Look, you hit the exponential 8 on Micron, you pop up. I'm not saying you catch this whole move here in Micron. Maybe you just catch one of these bars. Maybe you caught 20 cents on this dollar dollar plus move on this move that popped it up over a dollar. Maybe you catch 20, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. I'm not saying you're even catching the whole dollar, but what you're doing is by doing trades like this, you're staying intelligent. It's very easy. I'm going to and I'm going to show you tomorrow in the room. I'm going to show you tomorrow in the room how easy it is to make money. What are my odds of making money tomorrow in the market? 99.9%. Something, a meteorite would have to come through the window would be a likely scenario to stop me from, making money tomorrow. Making money is easy. I might not hit a home run. I might not make $1 million tomorrow. But seeing how the market is working now, if I just simply said, I don't give two you-know-whats about this North Korea meeting. So, by the way, Kim Jong-un is going to meet with Trump, and it's going to happen before May. They agreed to meet. I kid you not. When was the last time a North Korean dictator met with a sitting U.S. president? Let's think. Never. That sounds like extremely positive news. Maybe they'll stop launching ICBMs into the water. Not only that, there was no conditions on South Korea and U.S. military drills, and they said they would stop their testing in the meantime. Where the heck did this come from? This is perhaps one of the most dangerous men on the planet firing ICBMs into the water, and all of a sudden, yeah, we're hanging out. This isn't Dennis Rodman. This is a sitting U.S. president going to the president of North Korea. News sounds great. The market doesn't care. The market doesn't care. I was speaking to one of my friends, and he's just like, Mark, I just get so bogged down. I'm watching, he watches you should see his setup. He's a very wealthy guy, very big trader. He has like this 8 TV setup in his house, and it's like this full circle around him of 8 TVs. It's like a half circle, but like he sits around them and it just engulfs him. And he has like CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC. He has all these different news networks that are generally known to lean on both sides of the table. And he says, Mark, I'm going crazy here. I'm listening to all these articles, all this, and I'm saying, dude, why do you care? Stop. Just stop. It was actually negatively affecting his trading. So he was asking me for advice because for some reason, I have turned into a shrink and a psychologist for all these high net worth traders. And they call me for advice because apparently their shrinks aren't helping them. And they're like, Mark, just tell me what to do. That's generally how they call it. Just tell me what I need to do. You know what I told him? I said, tomorrow, I talked to him tonight. I said, tomorrow, turn off every single TV. You're not allowed to watch any TV. But what if something breaking news? You'll see it on a Bloomberg wire. You'll see it on one of your news filters. You're not allowed to watch TV tomorrow. And I'm going to let you know tomorrow how he ends up doing. He was blowing out money. He's down like $2 million this year. And he's getting extremely flustered. And he's getting so caught up in the bull. He's getting so caught up in the bull crap of what's happening outside of this country. And the truth is, a lot of us have. So what I want to tell you is, the main thing I want to tell you now is stop caring about things you have no control about. It's hard. It's hard. For example, the horrific school shooting. Everybody on both sides of the table cared about that. We all cared about that. Nobody wants to see a child get harmed. We see all these things happening internationally. Of course we all care about them, but here's the thing. The more and more you care about things that you cannot get a grip on, the more and more your trading is going to suffer. Just focus on the simplicity of making money in the market. I have a vow for you. I'm going to make it very easy for you tomorrow to make a little bit of money. I'm going to make it very easy tomorrow. If you're a member of my room, of the Newsbeat live room, I'm going to make it as easy as possible for you to make money tomorrow. Watch me. Hold me to my words. I'll just start calling out bottoms. I'm going to be right over 70% of the time, and we're going to make money. That's it. Very simple. Small positions, we're going to make money. Let's stop caring about certain things that we don't have control about. Now, granted, the only time I really talk about things like this is when we're talking about like steel tariffs and letter X and we're taking lottos and X. So there's always a trade behind what we're doing. But I just want you to do this. And don't tell me if this is you. I don't care if it's you. I want to help you, but I don't care if it is you or isn't you. If you're the type of person who is losing money in this market, ask yourself one thing. Are you having political debates on a daily basis about how much you love or how much you hate certain policies that this country or maybe someone else is doing, whether it's the president or these investigations or North Korea or South Korea or what's happening with Russia or Iran? Are these things like things that you're actually having conversations about daily? I implore you to stop. If you're losing money in the market and you feel you just can't get a grip because your mind is so cluttered with useless garbage and your focus from making money in the market has shifted. Now, fortunately, I am not that person suffering from it. I speak to some of the best traders I know who are suffering from it, and I wanted to save them from that fate, just like I want to save you. So what I offer you, on top of telling you what a potential problem you're having and how to fix it, I'm going to make making money extremely easy tomorrow. I know I generally try to make it as easy as possible, and it generally is for a lot of you, but I'm going to make it even easier than that tomorrow. Hold me to those words. That's all I have to say on that. That was your daily psychological cleansing as well. I'm going to go ahead and share my game plan with you. Silly game plan. I'm looking at NETE. Did any of you guys see that NETE? I'm giving you a bullish trigger through 1075. Here's a daily of it. The stock exploded. John Nigerian, who is known as Ponytail because he's a dude who has a ponytail on CNBC, is going to be on the board of this company. Ooh, that's exactly who we need to on the board. Nonetheless, you put a famous face behind the board, and the stock is getting quite a lift here. I'm just looking for a follow through from 1075. The stock is down 19 cents after hours right now. That doesn't mean anything to me. Maybe we break through 1075 tomorrow. And next on my list is just a little silly biotech name, Curis, which popped today. And I'm giving you a simple trigger of 75 cents. You know, some of the people were asking, they're like, Mark, when you're in the room, you're trading like Netflix, Disney, Apple, Microsoft, Intel, AMD. You're trading these thick names that are multi-billion-dollar companies that do millions and millions of shares. But then when you give us the game plan, you're giving us this little garbage Curis, which again did 12.2 million shares. But all of a sudden you start doing sub $5 names and $10 names. What happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens. The point of this game plan is very simple. The point of the game plan is to help traders who have primary jobs or who have very small accounts and they want to stay active in the market, to give them ideas that could potentially work and potentially help them scalp money. So for example, last night I gave you guys Pixie at 390. If you watch it on the Newsbeat show and you're not a member of my private Twitter service, you got it at the close of 427. The stock hit 457 today from 390s. The truth is I didn't catch that full 60 cents on a $4 name, but moves like that are very important to traders taking small accounts to the next levels. If you just manage them intelligently, maybe you were up 10 cents, maybe you were up 20 cents. I'm not saying you caught the 60 cents. I don't care if you did. Granted, I want you to catch it, but that's not the point here. The point is to just try to make a little bit of alpha on a consistent level, not get greedy, and make little chops of money. And that's exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow for you guys. So that again is the reason why my game plan names tend to be a lot different than the names I trade in the room, because obviously I didn't trade any of these two names today. You guys want my live Forex trades? Fine. Here you go. Go ahead and hit print screen now. If you're above the gray line, obviously that's a live order. I'm in the Euro US dollar. I'm down some money in it currently, but it's still an open position. That's above my stop loss. And I have 4 new trades for you right here. You can hit print screen now. You get my type of order, buy, my size, the symbol, the price, the stop loss, the take profit. And with that being said, of course, ladies and gentlemen, We're going to go into our full stock analysis, but again, that is for Newsbeat Live members only. If you wish to trial us, it's $7 for 30 days. And then you too get to see the value that I bring here to the room. We are the fastest growing trading room in the nation. Very humbled and honored to be that. Happy trading, make money, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.